Hey, hey. How you doing, Mark? Can you hear me okay? Your thumbs up. I see you in the comments. What's good, everybody? This is a live stream on YouTube where we're just celebrating 60,000 subscribers. Folks, if you're joining this, do me a favor, hit the like button. I am told that if you hit the like button, we'll get more and more folks to see the stream. So I appreciate you for being here. Again, don't know how long this will go. I just wanted to do a live stream here on YouTube to thank the audience, to thank you. This channel wouldn't exist without all of you that show up every day, right? The daily financial news, 5 days a week, done live, 7:30. Watching, 100, 150 of you show up every day. That's amazing. The 4,000 or 5,000 folks that watch the daily financial news every day is amazing. Thank you. I want to thank all the millionaires who give us time each and every week that come back. I want to thank the three amigos, the four Avengers, for always being there to help out, create additional content when I'm taking a trip. I want to thank each and every one of you who have ever been on my channel. A lot of you have been on the channel one time, maybe a couple times. So I appreciate you guys for doing that. I'm at a loss for words, right? I never thought one rental at a time would have 60,000 subscribers. For those of you that are starting channels, I remember vividly probably 6 months, 9 months into my journey and sitting on the couch at home, leaning over to Olivia saying, "Hey, I just noticed you're not a subscriber on my channel." And we were at 399. So I know for a fact that Olivia was my 400th subscriber. I also know that she's never watched a video, which I think is also pretty funny. But it's a struggle. It's tough. I don't know if this works for you, if you're in the slow grind of the beginning. Something that worked for me was chasing impact. Everything I've done since I retired, I retired February of 18. Let's call it April of 18, because there was that first 2 months where I didn't know what I was doing. So everything I've been doing since April of 2018 was to create a legacy that would outlive me by 50 years. That's all I've been trying to work on. What could I do that after I'm dead and gone, people still talk about one rental at a time? Right? That's what I've been doing since April of 18. And because I've been chasing impact, I just got to tell you folks, right now, that's slow. Chasing impact, putting true value out in the world, in a world that is full of fear, doom, and chaos, it is a slow grind. It's still slow, right? I think I crossed 50,000 subs. So what is this? This is June. I think I passed 50,000 subs last August, maybe September. I think it was August. So think about that. That's 10,000 subs in about 11 months. For a channel my size, that is remarkably slow. It's just slow. I would grow a lot faster if I went the doom route. You guys see them, right? There are doomers who are 2, 3, 5x my size. They get 5x the views. They make 5x the money. It's not why I'm here. As far as I'm concerned, doomers and I are playing a different game. We're just playing a different game. Doomers need to pay their rent. I don't need to pay my rent. I don't rent. I've got multiple mortgages and I'm good. They need to pay their rent. I also think this is something that's really subtle. I think the doomers chose speed, but not longevity. Eventually, The world is going to figure out that doomers don't know bupkis. Eventually, people are going to figure out that being a doomer for 5 years while asset values are up 40% and cash flows up was a mistake. I cannot imagine, a lot of doomers having a track record, a history, a tenure. Now, that said, we got to remember there's Peter Schiff and Robert Kiyosaki and Harry Dent or Harvey Dent or whoever that is. There's been some doomers that have been around for multiple decades, so maybe I'm wrong. But I think a lot of these clowns are going to have to find something else to do, because I don't think you can live in a negative doom loop without having true mental problems. I think it eventually builds on you and you break. But if you chase impact and positive impact, you smile every day. Even though it grows remarkably slow, you feel good every day. And I don't know about you, but feeling good, I want to be happy. I don't want to create a 12-minute fear-based video where I'm just down in the dumps, after that. So I just want to tell you, I would encourage you that it is possible. It will grow. But if you're chasing impact like I am, it's going to be slow, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. So I don't know if you know this. I did a little research this morning. 60,000 subs puts us in the top 1% YouTube channels. If you don't know the math, here's the math that I found. And again, this is data I found. There's roughly 10 million YouTube channels, 10 million. And there's only 900,000 that are above 50,000 subs. So again, we're at 60,000. So rough math puts one rental at a time in the top 1% of all YouTube channels, which is pretty crazy. So I wanted to give you some of my lessons learned, some encouragement, some thanks, some props. Again, some lessons learned. It's going to be hard. It's going to be time consuming. You're going to feel sometimes like you're talking into just this chasm and nobody's there. I want you to take those early sessions and just know that you're learning your voice. You're getting better. It's all practice. You got to get the reps in. Everybody's first 100 videos suck. Let me give you some little tweaks. Again, I don't have, 1,000 videos. I think I have 14,000 videos. If I don't have 14,000, we certainly have 13,000. So I got a question. I'll get to your question in a minute, Joe. I just want to get through this train of thought. There's some things that I would tweak. So if I was creating a YouTube channel, the first thing I would do is I would go out and create 20 to 25 videos and not think about anything else except completing the videos. I wouldn't overthink it. After 25 videos, right, which is significant practice, significant routines, I would go into the comments. I would figure out what's going on if you're not going there already. The other thing I would do is I would start making subtle tweaks. These are, again, things that I have noticed. In the beginning, if you go back, you're an OG on my channel, my thumbnails were a mess. What I now believe, if you look at my thumbnails today, simpler is better. I made the mistake of trying to shove all kinds of information on the thumbnail. Let me tell you right now, less is more. Less is more. Make your thumbnails less like a collage. I tried to do that. I tried to get everything I could on the thumbnail. It doesn't work. Simpler is better. Second, when in doubt, shorter titles. Shorter titles. Third, there's no secret that negative titles get more clicks. But do me a favor. if you go that route, make sure you deliver. For example, in the last 6 months or so, you've seen a lot of my titles be the most negative way you could skew the information. But I hit that data all the time. I hit that whatever, like if I put up a video that says housing is crashing, it's not my fault that most people think housing and crashing is about price. You and I know, if you watch my channel, it's about transactions. So I will say somewhere in the first 2 or 3 minutes, and maybe even the first 15 seconds, housing crash has started in transactions. So I will make good on that title early. Now, it might piss some people off. Okay. But what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to expand and bring more people in and realize that a housing crash in transactions did happen, and it didn't happen in price, right? You guys are listening to the wrong people if you still think it's happening in price. So those are things I would do. I would get the reps in, then I would look at thumbnail, then I would look at shorter titles. Those are the first things that I would start to improve. So that's where I'm at. Let's go take a question from Joe. Congrats on the 60K. My question is your 400 course or school? I'm thinking school, but I'm right. I'm ready to do the work. So a couple of things. What are these things in case you're new to the channel? The $400 course, how to get started one rental at a time, is the 1, 2, 3 of how to do it. What's your buy box, this, that, the other. It's got lots of bonus material. But it's a self-paced thing. It's like a color by numbers. You are held accountable. You're doing this all by yourself. School, let's be clear, does not have that course in it. It has lots of free courses, but it doesn't have that $399. That said, there is a buy box course in there, so you get, step 1. And more importantly, it has so many amazing people in it. So what I would say, without knowing you, Joe, is if you are someone who could start a color by numbers and complete it without any supervision or coaching or prodding, then $399 is fine for you. However, most of us, myself included, I do better when I'm around other people. I don't go to the gym very well by myself. But if I've got one of my boys there, I know I'm going to show up. So for most people, myself included, I would do the $20 a month in school. However, there are some people that are like my daughter. When she starts a color by number, she won't stop. So those are my thoughts on school or course. I think most people are school, in my opinion. Old guy REI, hey Frank, I think I'm 30 videos in. Do they really suck? I guess I don't, that's harsh. I guess what I'm trying to say there is your 100th video will be a lot different than your first 30. The other thing, and I got this from Sean Cannell at Think Media. Yep, I'm repping the brand because I appreciate what they've done for me. Is really, really, really think about the first 15 seconds. This is something I still do not do well. I think most people call it the hook. If I was to advise someone like you, Frank, that's proven to do the work, right? You got 30 videos, so rock star. I think most people, myself included, need to worry about the hook. And again, for a lot of people, the hook is some kind of edited thing. That's not what I do. What I try to do is open with a question that we're going to get into. So again, I would worry about the first 15 seconds. I would worry about the thumbnail and then the title. But only after getting the discipline to do 20, 25, in your case, 30 videos. I think that's really, really cool. Again, it just takes practice. I see FD White. Yeah, the hook sucks. Practice, practice, practice. I think it's in school. I just want to make sure I put it there. I just want to take a look at something real quick. So school, special guest. Oh yeah, there's inside school. So again, shout out my school, one rental at a time. If you go to school classroom, and I'm looking on my phone, so I'm scrolling down. There's a class that says unique school content for millionaires. It's got the purple thing on it right here. Click on that, and there's a inside that there's a topic that says why you start a YouTube channel. That is a great video for with Omar, a buddy of mine here in Vegas. That's a I would definitely watch that video. Again, I'm trying to, yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat just to get some more color on YouTube and getting started and things like that. Let's see what's got some comments here. Let me go up to the top, see if there's any questions. Let's see. Congrats. Loved it. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. You guys are amazing. Yep. Right. But right. If I continue the pace of 60,000, we'll be at 100,000 in like 3.5 years. I truly hope it doesn't take that long, but if it does, so be it. But yeah, I hope it doesn't take that long. Oh, yep. Each video is getting better and better, Frank. Old guy REI, do you have any thoughts on cash value or full replacement? Let me tell you, I do full replacement. I have had 3 catastrophic fires. 2 of them we repaired, right? We took the money and repaired and put back new, and one of them we took the cash and sold the lot. Yeah. Again, if you just did cash value, your rate will be lower. But if you ever have a catastrophic fire, like I've had 3 times, you're going to be in trouble. So I always chose replacement cost, even though it cost me more. What does Steve-O have? I qualified to assume a VA loan. Do you know national lender I can use for a second on the difference? What is owed on a VA loan and a purchase price? I don't know. I would ping brokers. I think if you qualify for a VA loan, you have to be an owner occupant. So maybe that will help. I do not. I'm not a lender. You could ping Matt, the mortgage guy. He's in 48 states. Convoy Home Loans might be able to help. But there's a lot. I would just I would go right to brokers. Brokers have the most access. I think an individual just calling different lenders is too slow. Oh, hi, Mike. How's the Vegas search going? It's really starting to ramp up. I am somebody who likes to buy when it's slow. And in Vegas, it gets slow in the summer when it's ungodly hot. That's why I bought the house I'm in today in July. We closed July 19th, I think, 19th. I like to buy when I'm just that guy. I like to buy when there's nobody shopping. So we are looking. We have a buy box. We're getting daily alerts. I don't anticipate closing anything probably till October, November. It'd be my guess. But yeah, it's going. Do you do anything special to protect your privacy on YouTube setup? Don't give addresses. Don't give, yeah. I don't know that I've taken any special requirements that I can think of. No, I mean, I already put my name out there. So once you do that, once you give your real name, yeah, you're kind of out there already. Yeah, the first Vegas video, Buying Vegas, drops 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern, July 4th. It'll be the only video. I'm not going to publish any other videos that day. I'll probably do the daily financial news just because that's what I do. But yeah, the only video that's going to go out July 4th is going to be Buying Vegas video 1. Time consuming, very expensive. So creating a TV show or a YouTube show is not for the weak at heart. Just closed the 8-family building. Thanks for the help. Nice. The biggest problem at the moment it didn't expect was insurance premiums skyrocket. Yeah, I've gotten hit with some 40%, 30 to 40% jump in insurance. That's been pretty wild. So let's talk about income. A lot of people come to YouTube for income. Again, a lot of doomers are paying their rent with YouTube, but I want to keep encouraging you to chase impact, because if you chase impact, your monetization abilities explodes. There's a lot of ways that you could do this. So, for example, again, this was some research I did this morning because I knew I would be coming to you. The top 1% of YouTube schools, again, these are folks with 100,000 subs roughly, they make about $600 to $1,000 a week. So again, most doomers are doing 1 video a day or 5 videos a week. As you know, on this channel, we do more than that. So again, and I give you this in my goals update every week, right? I tell you what we're making every week. So we're right in there with the top 1% channels. But when you're chasing impact and you're trying to help people as opposed to scare them, your ability to monetize goes through the roof. For example, did you know I wrote One Rental at a Time? Most of you probably know that, right? That book on Amazon, released in 2018, I think, still earns about $800 a month. Crazy, right? $800 a month from One Rental at a Time, the book. We sell, and again, I report on it every week, about 20 books a week. I make about $7 a book, right? I have a second book, 15 Conversations with Real Estate Millionaires. That book is more expensive, and I make like $5, because if you're going to write a book on Amazon, folks, don't put pictures in it. I made the huge mistake of putting pictures of my millionaires in the back to thank them, and that cost me. So don't do that. Don't put pictures in a book on Amazon. Also, you could do courses. You can do, if you're passionate about something and you're giving, you can do courses, education, paint by numbers. I have a $3.99 course. We talked about that earlier. I have $50 courses. I have something on stocks and buy box. You can do events. I've done virtual events. I've done in-person events. We now have school, right, which is a monthly $20 thing. We do referrals. So when you are truly giving, you have a long track record, right? We've been doing this together since 2018, so 6 years. You can make 15 to 30 grand a month without even trying. I don't market anything. I don't have advertising. Shoot, you guys know, I don't even say like, subscribe, and comment very often. I barely ever talk about my courses. I don't have ads. I don't have a VA. I don't have these things. And in a bad month, we make 15 grand. I would say average is 22. And again, I want to remind you that the doomers are making $1,000 a week. But that's all they can do. Who's going to buy a book from a doomer? Who's going to get a referral from a doomer? Who wants to be in a community of doomers? It's just wild to me. Don't chase speed. It's the tortoise and the hare. It's just wild to think about. So again, that's something else. I want you to understand the value of chasing impact. I am fortunate that April of 2018, I decided to chase something I considered, dude, I don't know if I considered the goal I'm about to share with you, crazy. I told myself in April of 2018, when I was truly depressed, when I was truly on the cusp of getting a freaking job, that, you know what, Zuber? You're going to create something that outlives you by 50 years. And once I said that to myself, I've never looked back. When I created that goal, I want you to know, I thought it was unrealistic. I thought the chance that some guy could create something that outlived him by 50 years was impossible. Now, 6 years later, I not only think it's possible, I think it's probable. I hear from people almost every week now. I got a note from Sarah the other day that her 5-year-old knows who I am. I've never met Sarah in person, right? I've interviewed her once. We talked about being in the military and using VA loans to become a millionaire, but I've never met Sarah in person. Hopefully meet her in Vegas in February. But her 5-year-old knows who Michael Zuber is. I think that's happening in a lot of places. And a lot of that's because of YouTube. YouTube. YouTube is the best platform for you to chase impact. Off of YouTube, you can do other things. You can write a book. You can do courses. You can do events. But you've got to show up here. You've got to be positive. You got to tell the truth. You've got to stick to your word. You just got to keep showing up. Second, I did a video, I think it was last year, it might have been the year before, about how I made $1 million by accident. I made $1 million with one rental at a time, the brand, by accident. But I want to remind you, I made $1,000 the first year. For 12 months, for 1,000 videos, I made essentially nothing. So that I share that with you to both encourage and remind you. If you are chasing impact and growth and you want to make $1 million, it is absolutely possible, but you have to pay the price first. In the first year, I probably personally spent certainly 10 grand, studio cameras, all that stuff. And I made $1,000. I lost $9,000. That's just reality, folks. If you're going to chase impact, it's not going to be quick. I don't think I was monetized for 11 months and I did over 1,000 videos. Think about how many people would quit. Think about it. How many of you would quit? You do 1,000 videos and you make nothing. That's the difference. I wasn't chasing the money. I was chasing impact. I feel good about the first 1,000 videos. I'm glad we did them. Now, at the end of the day, we're making 15 to 30 grand a month by accident. I didn't plan this. Just keep doing the right things. Find out what people need. Keep serving. Keep providing more value than what you ask for. Help more people. It's nothing magical here, folks. When you chase impact and you truly help and you keep growing and finding new ways to help, you'll be shocked at what you can do. Don't try to grow fast with doom. It'll short circuit. You'll be a miserable individual and you'll be capped out. You'll be capped out. The other thing I noticed, and then we'll go to the questions here, on my channel, you guys have spent 2 million watch hours. 2 million watch hours. Do you guys realize that's 228 years? 228 years of watching one rental at a time. Thank you. It's I can't imagine. Just thank you so much. All right, let's go back and look at comments, see if there's anything there we can talk about. What do you see in the Vegas market in the next coming years? Again, I don't know that I've researched it enough to have an articulate opinion. I still think Vegas is growing. I think there's a lot of investment coming to Vegas. That's, again, my personal opinion. I could be wrong. I'm excited to, I already have one house here. I'm excited to add one more and get this party started. So I see a lot of upside personally. That's why I chose to take on the challenge. Joe, you talk a lot about watching your buy box for a year before changing markets. Yep. Yeah, before changing zip codes, let's be clear. If starting out now, how long would you wait? Oh, that's a better question. I think most people change too fast. I've helped thousands of people do it in the fastest, because again, let's step back. So what am I trying to teach? I am trying to teach the golf swing of real estate investing. What is the golf swing of real estate investing? It is understanding what an average deal is in a very finite buy box. That's what I'm teaching. For most people, That takes 4 to 6 months. There have been a couple of folks out of the thousands that have done it in 90 days. But I'm going to say that for most people, it's 4 to 6 months. You should be able to learn what an average deal is in your buy box in 4 to 6 months. To your other part of your question, I should have changed my market after 6 months. The fact that I kept beating on that, I could have changed after 6 months, but I stayed for 3 years. I told myself, "Oh, you don't have time, you don't have this, you don't have that." And it worked out, but I think 6 months is a good, line in the sand. I think that was Joe. Oh, Travis, yeah. You consider getting a job? Yeah, so I retire February 2nd, 2018. I'm excited. I am giddy for a week. Then you realize, because I'm 45. I'm 45 at the time. Type A, go-getter. Never went slower than 100 miles an hour. And suddenly you're going zero. I quickly realized, Travis, that I had no mission. And when you're a type A, 100 miles an hour and you have no mission, I quickly was getting depressed. Every week was worse than the week before. Now in March, I decide that we're going to take a trip to see the family in Taiwan. That got me out of my funk for a couple of weeks. But we come home and I'm more depressed than ever. And I am who I am, right? So I'm up in the morning all by myself, blah, blah, blah. And I'm getting depressed at the kitchen table. So I had a bunch of job offers because I'm very good at what I do. I took 3 products from 0 to 100 million. Not many people have done that. So I had people offering me multiple 6 figures, 1% equity, all crazy stuff. And I told myself, I think it was Friday morning, that if by Monday I didn't get out of this funk, I was going to get a job. I was going to say yes to one of these job offers, not because I needed the money, but I wanted to stop being depressed. Being depressed is horrible, right? Having suicidal thoughts because you are not contributing is horrible. I didn't want that for myself. So yeah, I was a weekend away from getting a job. I was. It would have been probably February, March, April of 18. Now, what I stumbled across that Friday, or maybe it was Saturday, is I got to write a book. And that's, one rental at a time. The book saved me. Because I didn't need 8 hours a day to feel like I was contributing. I just needed something. And hence the YouTube and channel and all of that. So there's the story, Travis, of almost getting a job. Just find your community. It's a grind, but having fun. Lots of fun meeting new people. Absolutely, Mark, financial firefighter. Once momentum, what I would tell someone just starting out is there is momentum building. You just don't see it yet. It is building. Patrick, clients in escrow are now being required to shop insurance for new home purchase, getting no to start and have stop insurance companies managing California. Yeah, California is a disaster. I've had many properties canceled or actually it's not technically canceled. It's declined to renew. It's tough out there, especially in California. Yeah, 60,000. Thanks, Ramirez. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Terry, every day you get closer to your goal of helping 1 million people achieve financial freedom. Yep. I'm excited for the journey. Thank you. Absolutely. I will say hi to Olivia. Thank you. Yep. No problem, Joe. Absolutely. So I think I got through all the questions. You guys are amazing. Let me look at my notes because I did prepare some notes. Oh, I know one thing I would love to do on my channel. I'm just putting this out there in the universe. So if you ever watch my channel, usually I'm wearing very colorful shirts, right? I like color. It just makes me smile. So I would love to do a brand deal with a clothing maker like Robert Graham. I got a bunch of Robert Graham limited edition shirts, very colorful. Even Express. I got a few Express shirts. So, hey, if you're out there and you work for a clothing maker and you have a lot of colorful shirts, let's do a brand deal. I'll only wear your shirts on my channel, but you got to give me the shirts for free. I don't know. I'm just going to put that out there. So let's see what happens. I just thought that was funny. That actually makes me smile putting that out there. That's funny. But yeah, I'd love a brand deal. I'd love some free colorful shirts, and I'll wear them on the channel. Seems like a good trade to me. What other notes do I have? Let's see what else came in. Ooh, what class of property would I say most of my portfolio is? Probably C class. I have 0A, probably 30% B and 70% C. If I had to do it all over again, I would buy 35 single family home B class homes. Just the management headache and all of that. But yeah, when you're going through the Great Recession, you're 1031ing, you don't know what you're doing, you buy some of the wrong stuff. So yeah, that's what I did. I'm 37, hoping to retire 50, 55. It helps me understand that I need to have more purpose. I'm going 150. Thanks. Cool. All right. Awesome. Do you consider to scale up and do something like house hack, get some investors in? Oh, I think what you're asking is basically do like a big syndication or pool capital. The short answer is no. Could I? Absolutely. Could I change my mind in the future? Sure, absolutely. But as I sit here right now, realizing that what I've got is good, realizing that I answer to no one, that I can make any call I want at any time, that's a pretty good feeling. And, you know, I'm almost 52. I don't want to take on risks that could take me out, frankly. Right? You take on the wrong thing in the wrong time, go back to zero. That's not exciting to me. So I will not be taking any home run swings from here on out. I'm going to get 1 or 2 properties a year, maybe 0. And my goal is to help other people get where I'm at. I could not imagine pooling capital from a dozen investors. I say that today. Could we see a real estate market like we did in 2010, 11, 12? Maybe. I'll say it this way. If we had a market opportunity like 2010, 11, 12, maybe. That would probably be the only time because we would be buying stuff at 20 cents on the dollar. And I would have great confidence that I could manage through the 3 or 4 or 5 year hold period and then exit with crazy money. But that's the only time I would think about doing something like that. I just don't need to. And, to be honest, I don't think it'd be any fun. I don't think it would be fun having 12 investors calling you all the time. I think that would drive me crazy. But again, that's what I feel today. We'll see. See if something changes. Yes, B class would have taken a lot longer. Again, I say that now, 20 years in. But again, when you're in growth mode, I don't know. I don't know. I do think the ideal portfolio is 35 single family homes. But how would I have gotten there? Maybe you've got to get there by doing the C class. And then as you get to where I'm at on the exit, maybe you 1031 out into those. So maybe it's a timing thing. It's kind of like a set of dominoes. You kind of play it out. Yeah. Yep. Michael, you have never lied to us to start. You answered to Olivia. Yeah, I answered to Olivia. That's no question in that. Yeah, Olivia runs the show. If you've ever met her, that's actually one thing I hope people see. So this Buying Vegas video series, which we've got 4 of, and I think we're working on 2 or 3 more. I hope people realize how important Olivia is to the journey, right? Olivia has never appeared on any videos. I guess she was at the Vegas event, so there's some footage of her. But I think one of the things you're going to see is She is at least, if not more important to our journey than I am, for sure. Hopefully people see that. And I hope people see her sense of humor too. She's very quick-witted and fun to be around. So I hope Olivia's the star of the show. Yep. What do we hold more of? I'm going to say residential versus versus commercial instead of trying to get into the splitting hairs. We're about 50-50 residential versus commercial. There was a time we were 100% commercial. There was a time we were 100% residential. We buy whatever the best deal is. We don't mind 1031ing out of overvalued to undervalued. I could see a time in 2025, 2026, maybe 2027 where we're all commercial and no residential. I would actually argue there's a very good chance we could be all commercial, certainly by 2027, and own zero residential. Yeah, I could see that. That's probably likely. Yeah. What's the biggest lesson you've learned from the Great Recession and what you would have done differently financially leading up to it? Leading up to the GFC, man, I don't. There's nothing I would have done different. We nailed that one. The GFC really kicked off in 08. We 1031 out in 06. We knew housing. I knew housing was going to crash. I had no idea how bad it would crash. I thought it would go down 20%. My market went down 75. So we nailed the crash. I don't know anybody else out there on the planet that nailed the crash like we did. We went from 8 to 80 units. Our cash flow exploded. Jobs were safe. We bought hand over fist. I guess the one thing, so that this isn't before no, I think we were writing on bigger pockets then. I don't know. I guess the one thing I would have done, no, I don't. Heading up to the GFC, I think we got it right. I don't know if there's anything we would change. No, I don't think there's anything I'd change. But 2010, I think I could have borrowed more private money in 2010. I was happy doing a deal every week, every 2 weeks, but in reality, we could have done 5 deals a week. Yeah. I mean, the one regret I have about the entire episode of the GFC is we were aggressive in 2010, but we should have been stupid aggressive. Yeah, that's my one mistake. But I think we nailed the GFC. I don't think there's a thing I would chase. Richard, should you have bought a used car or bought another house? We only had one car for a long time, so we bought houses. We did buy one new car. What year did we buy that Lexus? Yeah, we bought one new car, but we kept it for 12 or 13 years. It was the family SUV. But yeah, we were very much focused. The crazy thing is a lot of people look at what we have now and they're like, oh, I wish, we did that. Trust me, nobody would have liked our life for a decade. We had one car. I did have a company car that I used for company stuff, meaning my employer gave me a car as a sales guy, but I only could use that for client stuff. We did have one family car. We didn't go anywhere. We lived in the same tiny condo. We had the same white subway tile, no upgrade. Nobody would want our life for a decade. Yeah, we were trying to grow our discretionary disposable income and buy assets. Yeah. It's funny. A lot of people look at it now, but I promise you, most people could not sacrifice for a decade. But if you do, your chances of getting wealthy are pretty good. All right, time to celebrate 60,000 again. Anything else I want to put here? No, I just want to encourage you to keep at it. I think YouTube is the greatest platform to get a message of growth, of impact. It is slow, but worth it. You will find your tribe. You will find your people. If you're interested in growing a brand and ultimately monetizing, be positive. Realize it will take time. It's not fast, but it will happen. It's worth it. Don't overthink it. One of the things that I'm still proud of on this channel is, other than the Buying Vegas series, which will be highly edited, all the other videos on my channel are no edits. I think that's a big deal. I think a lot of people don't get anywhere because they're stuck in editing. Just don't do it. Just don't edit. Just move forward. Okay, a couple other last questions and we'll call it a day. I was an REO agent during GFC. I always see properties that listed and should have bought. Do you drive past any properties that you regret not buying? There's only one property. It was a 10-unit building that we could have closed on, but given it would have been very tight, and Olivia and I didn't want to make that move, so we gave that off. We gave that deal to a buddy of ours, and he made $1 million on that property when he exited a couple of years ago. So yeah, that building still hurts. If you ever ask Olivia that question, she'll tell you that same story. Yeah, so that $1 million building stings. That one stings, yeah. Oh, this is a good question. Should a new real estate investor be happy with a base hit or wait for a great deal? Again, I think you've really got to know what an average deal is first. If you can truly articulate what an average deal is, I think you've got to go for at least a double, right? I think there are some people out there that are looking for a home run and you just never swing. I think going for a single is too tight. I think there's enough mistakes that could happen where that single actually turns into an out. But yeah, I think at some point getting a double, which in my world's a good deal, is an okay place. I think a lot of the first deals we did, the first 8 deals we did, were good deals. They weren't great. I didn't really have this notion of good and great yet. But I do think there are, to your point, a lot of people that are going, it's not a home run, not a home run, not a home run. So, yeah, at some point, getting a double or a triple would be okay. Yep. What's a neat change of pace having you answer comment questions? Oh, good. Cool. All right. All right, guys. I appreciate you. I just want to thank you for being a part of 60,000. Like, subscribe, comment, chase impact, not growth. Don't be a doomer. Block doomers. It's a one-way street to depression. It's worth it. Thank you for being here. Take care. Bye.